Just kidding, it's nighttime.
Or whatever time of day it is where you are.
Yeah, whatever time of day it is. But most of the time when we are recording, it is nighttime because got shit to do during the day.
Unfortunately.
Which is work, which is lovely. Lovely work. I had lots of fun at work this week. Yeah.
Now I'm going to introduce yourself.
Oh, yeah. Hello, I'm Spooky Suki here with a sock that your dryer ate 10 years ago and it's still in there. Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Yeah?
Doing a mess of laundry today because we're getting ready for a big trip.
Yes, I've been... Oh, crap, I forgot about the laundry. Husband's gonna be mad.
This is what happens when you're left alone by yourself for a week.
Yeah, it is. All right, so I actually did remember to bring my notebook this time.
Nice.
So I actually have stuff written down. So, one of the things I wanted to talk about in our first half, because our second half is going to be a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
Which is fine. We can go over time on that. But the first thing I wanted to talk about, which is kind of two topics, current event topics right now, strung into one. So I wanted to talk about F1.
Yeah.
So we could talk about all the other cars first and save the other car for last.
Okay, yeah.
So, what did you think? I think we talked a little bit about last week on the Mercs and the Red Bulls.
Yeah, we kind of went over each of them pretty quick, but we didn't go into details. Now we've actually seen them on track and in action. And of course, Ham posted the fastest lap time of all of testing, which
no surprise there.
Surprise.
I guess. So I'll be curious to see, because I didn't look at Max time. Was he second? Was his second? Who got second?
I don't know.
Was it George? Probably wasn't George.
I don't think it was George. No, because how everyone thinks that the second Red Bull seat is cursed. It's like the second Mercedes seat is not cursed. It's just actively diminished.
It's just kind of shitty. Poor Bottas.
Yeah. And now he races for the slow team.
Yeah, which they don't even have their car out yet. When does theirs come out?
I don't know. Well, because they had the testing livery, so you couldn't actually see what the shape of everything was.
Yeah.
No, Haas was the one that they did theirs first. It was like, wait, I thought they already did. It's like, no.
Mm-mm.
I think probably FP1 for Bahrain will know.
Oh.
I have no idea. I don't know.
All right. Well, I thought they were you had to be scheduled.
Maybe. I'm sure there's some type of press release.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you have to be scheduled of some sort for a release. I don't know.
I just like the chat energy of, you ain't going to see our stuff. You're not even going to know what our stuff looks like.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, but no one cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. Not a single person cares. Nope. Okay, so then we got to see the Haas cars, but now...
Now they're blank.
At the last minute because of global happenings right now. And they canceled the Russian GP.
Yeah.
Which is good for them, I guess.
Yeah. No, when Seb came out and said, how did he phrase it? It's like, I don't think we should race in Russia. I'm not going to race in Russia. I'm not going to race in Russia. It's like, Seb, let's go.
Yeah, he also was...
Dude's a champion.
Magic Man and putting out a car with a fire extinguisher or something, too.
Well, yeah. Seb, he's the guy that he wears many different hats, and one of the hats that he wears is a race steward. It's not the first time he's done that to his own car.
Yeah. Another thing I was surprised about, that they were moving Michael Massey to some other job within F1, and I forgot what that was about.
Well, he actually is still part of F1. I thought he went to WC or something like that.
No, he still has a job within F1, but I don't.
He's not race director.
I don't remember anymore. and Otmar went to Alpine, which I think is funny.
No, it's absolutely hilarious because he was with the pink team when they were Force India, and then they became Racing Point, and then it's like, okay, we're done with pink with Aston Martin, and then he gets fired, and then gets hired by Alpine, who is now the pink team.
Yeah, now has the pink team. I kind of wish that the Alpine blue was a little more of the bright blue instead of a dark blue.
It's actually got like a weird like metallicness to it.
Yeah.
And then the BWT stuff is all very, very flat and pastel, so it's like, you were so close to doing the vaporwave thing.
I know.
Let's make the pink more neon. Or did you actually watch any of the car reveal stuff?
No, I didn't.
Oh my god! So like right before they did the actual car reveal, there's literally like a mime group doing interpretive dance like on the stage.
What?
It was absolutely fantastic.
In the world?
And about as absurd as you would think.
All right, well, that is.
You have to go check it out.
That is something.
But
that is something.
So I was listening, watching it at work, and the YouTube, like the live event they had. All the voices in the actual event were all in English, but it was on Alpine's channel, so they dubbed it over in French.
Oh.
So it's like I can like almost kind of tell what was going on.
Yeah.
But
man.
It's like
it's
already in English.
Yeah. Okay. I also wanted to talk about
how cool the McLarens look. Dude, that blue and that orange.
No, I was going to move past F1.
Oh, okay.
Because I figured we're going to be talking about F1 for, eons anyways. This is just the beginning of the F1 bullshittery. No, I wanted to talk about the vocalist for Queens of the Stone Age and Screaming Trees passed away on Tuesday.
Really? I didn't know he was also the vocalist for Screaming Trees.
Yep. So... there'll be none more of that. That's kind of shitty.
I like Queens of the Stone Age.
Yeah. Although I don't think they've made anything since, 2017.
Doesn't matter. Their shit's good.
I think they were... Are they still touring? I don't know. They might have been playing shows still. I'm not really sure. I just heard that had happened, and I was like, oh, man. That's a band that I know of and listen to occasionally.
Yeah, my last couple of days have been a little occupied with some other current events.
Other current events?
Yeah. Okay, so not to romanticize war and the absolute atrocities and things like that, but the Ukrainians have, they all must have just like giant wheelbarrows or something to carry around their huge brass balls.
What?
So there's an island in the Black Sea, kind of on the southern edge of Ukraine, the southern coast, the north edge of the Black Sea. It's called Snake Island. I don't know how to pronounce Ukrainian, but it translates to Snake Island. And there's a small outpost there. It's not even like a base. It's basically like there's like a dock and like a heliport, and it's like an early warning thing for the Ukrainian military. And they get this radio transmission. This is, broadband broadcast, so anything can pick it up. And it's this is the flagship of the Russian Black Sea Fleet. Surrender and capitulate at once, or we will fire upon you. And then
holy shit!
And then that's like you can hear that like over the radio.
Yeah.
And then there's 13 people at this base. And one like the next thing that's said is, well, I guess this is it. This other dude goes, should I tell him to fuck off?
Oh my God.
Third person goes, well, just in case. And then cranks a volume on the radio. Russian warship, go fuck yourself.
That's amazing.
Unfortunately, they all died in the subsequent shelling of that. However, that was actually a huge heroic thing because they wasted all their ammunition to take out this tiny little outpost when Odessa, Ukraine, a city of 1 million people, that's what they were protecting.
Yeah.
So they literally sacrificed themselves to save a city.
Wow.
It's like, oh,
that's so cool.
I mean, again, not to romanticize war and all the
that's
atrocities that
awful.
go with it.
That's awful that they all died, but holy shit. Also, good for them.
Yeah, and there's tons of stories of things like that. Even like their president is like, actually like, no, we're still here, we're still fighting, and it's like, he goes like, here's all of my cabinet, then they're like just in the streets of Kiev. It's like, fucking go, guys. Wish there's more we could do, but
yeah, it sucks.
yeah.
Damn Russia.
And in kind of part of that, I stumbled across something very, very interesting. Speaking of Ukraine, there's a place there called Chernobyl, right?
Yeah, the nuclear plant area.
Yeah. So when people were scientists and such were learning that nuclear fallout lasts for fucking ever, they were trying to figure out how they could tell future generations that these are bad things to go to.
Like don't go here.
Yeah. However, language and symbols and like all this stuff like evolve so much that in even 500 years, English will not sound like English at all.
Yeah. Like language and cultures are constantly evolving, so nothing's ever going to be exactly the same as it was.
Exactly. So they're trying to solve this very, very interesting problem. So they kind of did a little bit of thinking, as thinkers do, and they kind of came across that the things that last the longest are myths, legends, and religions. So like, okay, so how do we do this? Because like they can't say a warning and like put that in every language, because then it's not going to work. They can't necessarily use like the radioactive symbol, because think of like the Jolly Roger, the skull and crossbones. Used to mean poison. Now it's like, if you find that somewhere, it's like, oh, there's buried pirate treasure here, I should totally go here. It's like, no.
Yeah, it used to mean like death and
now it's just that's rebellion. I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the idea was to basically start like a nuclear cult and have like a church of radiology or something like that, and then create basically like myths and legends and fairy tales, because that's like all the Brothers Grimm fairy tales, like that era stuff. It's all to get kids to not wander into the woods because they'll die.
Yeah,
like that's what all those stories are. Is don't go into the wild.
Yeah, don't go wandering off.
Yeah. So the idea is to basically have like these, like eventually they would become like shaman type people that would know all of this stuff and would pass down these stories. And the problem why it didn't actually work was because a major component of it was they couldn't figure out how to make cats glow in the dark.
Oh.
Because the idea was, don't go anywhere where these cats go, and they would be able to like live like in these radioactive areas, like as just like weird animals and stuff like that.
I mean, would they be able to? I don't know. I'm sure there's like animals living there by now, because obviously, I watched a video of this lady that was explaining her job, and her job is to be a tour guide through
Pripyat,
through Chernobyl and stuff, and she has to get checked out for radiation poisoning every month or so, or every couple of weeks. But she was like, she did videos, and it's like plants are definitely taking back over, but like her video didn't show any animals, and it's so I'm curious to know if animals can live there. I'm sure they can live like maybe in outer areas of the I just don't know if they can live like, can they? Because people can't.
No, well, not for long periods of time.
Yeah.
I thought there is actually like a pack of wolves that actually like live like in and around Pripyat.
That could be.
And actually, I think the whole exclusion zone is like weirdly like just a natural occurring nature preserve now, just because no one goes, like we can't go there. So like like all this stuff's kind of
it was really cool in that video, because they showed pictures of how the streets were before, and then like they took the same street like how it is now, and it's just like trees overgrown everywhere, and it's like that's a really cool part of like nature taking over urban areas that you don't see a whole lot in that like wide of scale. And it was like there was stuff from when people had just like got up and left, like there was teacups just sitting.
Yeah, they thought they were just like gonna be gone for a couple days.
Yeah, and just like all their shit's still there, and it's crazy seeing that kind of stuff. So it's kind of a time capsule and a crazy reemergence of nature in an urban area. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty cool.
No, yeah. I do know that the whole city of Pripyat was basically to man the nuclear power station there. And it's like, even now, I think Ukraine is one of the largest providers of like nuclear power, like even still. But that whole city was built just to house like the workers there and like their families, and it's like build the whole city around it. It's it was a completely like planned city. That's why they had like there's a whole amusement park and thing there. Like it was actually supposed to be like the city of the future.
Yeah.
There's a giant I think it's an apartment building, and in Russian there's still letters that are on top of it, and it says the atom is a worker, not a weapon.
Oh.
Like, because that's what the whole city was built about.
Yeah, that's like the whole reason for the city.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And it probably could have been just like this amazing city if it would have.
It would have been like Epcot, but not Disney.
But yeah, it probably would have been a crazy, magnificent city if that wouldn't have happened. But it did, so here we are.
If you or our listeners want to do any other further research, Kyle Hill on YouTube is actually awesome. He's done a bunch of trips to the exclusion zone in Pripyat, and he's actually just hilarious. So yeah, I did some research of how to what it would take to have things last forever. So yeah, myths and legends are the things that
which that makes sense.
Persist.
That totally makes sense. All right. So we usually do a thing about what we're drinking today. So what are you drinking today?
Well, the company that I worked for gave us some year-end gifts. They've all just kind of trickled through, and so it's a 46-ounce Yeti thing, and it's mostly full of vodka cranberry right now.
Yeah, and it does look like something you would store,
like liquid nitrogen in or something.
Yeah, store like cells, dinosaur eggs or some shit in. But I have a Sorrow? How would you go about saying that? I would say sorrow. Do I need to turn it more?
S-A-R-O. I don't even know what language family that's from to even try
I
to figure
don't.
that out.
Where's it from? It's from Lincoln, Nebraska.
Oh.
So whatever I want it to be, because I'm from Nebraska, right?
That works.
We live here. We get to decide.
Sorrow?
I would say sorrow, but that's because of my Japanese language thinking brain that I have most of the time now.
Sorrow.
It's like my name, but one letter difference.
Wait, I thought your name was Spooky Suki.
Oh, oops.
Oh, no.
Oh, well.
It's botanical cider. So what is it?
Yeah, it's botanical. So it's a elderflower and juniper berry.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
It is.
Gimme.
You've had this before.
Have I? Was I drunk?
I don't know. Maybe. You were here.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
It was almost like a...
It's not too...
There's like a grapefruitiness to it.
I don't know. I don't like grapefruit, though. I don't think. Although I haven't tried grapefruit in the last, 10 or 15 years. So I don't actually know if I like grapefruit or not. But I'm going on the assumption that I had when I was a kid, and then I don't like grapefruit. So I've never tried again since then. But, no, I like juniper berry a lot, so that's why...
Yeah, I'm a huge gin fan as well.
Yeah, gin. Gin is great. I don't know. It's like perfectly not sweet, but also has a bit of sweetness to it.
Yeah, and that's what was the grapefruit. I was like, there's a little bit of tartness, but then it's also earthy with the flower and the juniper. There's a lot going on there, but it blends really, really well.
Yeah, and when I first got them, I thought it was gonna be sparkling, gross, White Claw seltzer BS, which I don't like seltzers that much. Because they just have that aftertaste of
Just
ick. Yeah, it's like ick. I don't know. So I quite like this. I quite like most ciders. The cider that I really like right now, and it's really hard to find, is the Glacial Till Cherry Vanilla.
Ooh.
Holy shit, that stuff is amazing. I had it. Like, I looked them up.
Glacial Till, they're Nebraska brew, aren't they?
They're in Ashland, yeah.
Yeah. I was thinking Omaha, but Ashland's close enough.
And I think they ship, so I might try to order some.
Or you could just go to Ashland.
Oh, yeah, I could go to Ashland. But, yeah, I had it at the district, and I had actually looked it up prior because I had seen something about it. And I had asked them, I was like, do you have this? And they were like, no. And then the one time we went in there, I saw it on the list, and I was like, I must have it. I must. And yeah, it was freaking delicious. But then the next time I went in there, it was gone, of course, because that's how it goes. They go through stuff so fast, it's insane.
Yeah.
But yes, that is our favorite frequent, is the district.
They just have the best, as far as bars go, it's the best beer selection in town. And they, we know the managers really, really well. So, like, we always kind of have a spot there.
Yeah.
And, like, they'll rotate in and out, like, a bunch of cool stuff. They actually just won a bunch of awards for their food, their entertainment, and their beer selection.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Yeah, it was like 5 or 6, and I was like, holy cow, that's amazing. Yeah, it's just a nice atmosphere, too, and it's, like, it's not a shitty bar or a super nice restaurant. It's, like, smack in the middle of that.
Do you remember when it first opened and like it was supposed to be like the nice place to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. And now it's just like this is just our
this
bar.
is just where we go all the time. Well, yeah, because we used to go to the Mint all the time, and that is like
it's a dive.
That is trash tier.
Well, yeah, but
I think the only
that's
other
the charm of the bar.
There's probably only like 1 or 2 other shit bars. I think like Jake's and
Jake's is real bad. Like it looks like in like a movie set from like the 60s. It just
is it? I have never been in there, so I wouldn't know. I was told not to go in there.
Not alone.
So I never have, and I probably never will because I won't have a reason to. But I've also never been to 5th Street.
You haven't?
No, or The Office.
I remember The Office too. I think actually Andrew from the district bought that and is renovating it.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'm trying to think of the other bars in town. Mel's we go to sometimes.
Mel's used to be cool.
Yeah, I know. Like, they used to have so much charm to it, and then they remodeled it, and now it's just like
gray walls, gray ceiling,
industrial.
Gray floor.
Bleh. It's like the only good thing about Mel's is the outdoor part.
Just to have like a giant like carved wooden bar and like all the bottle shelves behind were all mirrored and like looked really cool. Now it's like here's a random beer tap sticking out of the wall. It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of sad now. I don't know.
Well, and actually, that place isn't called Mel. Mel's is actually just that packaging.
Yeah, the
side
packaging
of it.
part.
The bar was actually called Sweet Williams, and they had the whole huge stained glass thing that said Sweet Williams.
Yeah.
And they took that out, so now it's like.
Yeah, it's just Mel's now.
Now it's just Mel's.
I feel like. I don't know. I've been in the packaging part once. That was about it.
Yeah.
What other bars we got in town?
The O.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the O.
The jail yard.
See, now it's too loud there.
How old are you?
Nope. Shh. Shh. Shut the fuck up. No, it's too. I like talking to people, so it doesn't work out if it's too loud because I can't yell for shit, and I.
Yeah. They always definitely like the bar where you just go, just kind of get a little trashed.
Yeah, like my ears are bad. I can't hear very well. So.
Well, plus, it's walking distance from my house, so it's like go there, get nice and.
Oh, we're missing the other one that's walking distance, which is the harbor.
Oh yeah. Which
is fine. It was kind of loud in there the other night, though. When we went, the only good thing they have there that nobody else has is the damn fish bowls that Schmanda likes. I think that's enough of a code name.
Schmanda, yeah.
Good enough.
I mean, new kid. Well, I guess people can know him, but new kids.
Yeah,
like,
new kid.
It's actually, I think that's on his driver's license now.
No. But yeah, those fish bowls. They're good fish bowls. So I'll give them that. They're all right. I think
Yes.
that was the first time we've gone there in like forever though,
Yeah, it's been a minute.
which is fine. That's because we go to the district all the time. We're terrible about it.
Oh, yeah. We're also still like in the middle of like beer drinking season. So like it's not like in
Yeah.
the summertime where you do like all your fancy mixed drinks and stuff like that.
Yeah, we're gonna do beer darts again this summer because we didn't do it very much last summer. Probably not as much as like 2 summers ago
Yeah.
because that was kind of insane. That was a terrible idea.
Every week.
Yeah, we would do every Wednesday, and then every Friday or Saturday.
No, we didn't do it multiple times a week.
Yeah, we did.
The idea was to do it on Wednesday, so that way you kind of just like all you have to do is just stumble through Thursday, and then it's already Friday.
No, there was a few times where we had done beer darts on Wednesday and on Saturday.
Why would we do that?
I don't know.
Seems like
Yeah, that's
we were also really young and dumb.
that was real dumb. That was some really. None of us had anything better to do with our lives either.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not that we have anything better to do now, but I don't know. Just last year was kind of a flop,
No,
which is fair because
there was also global events happening
Yeah.
last year that kind of hindered things from happening.
yeah, there was kind of some shit last year, but plus we do board games a lot now.
Board games are fun though.
Board games are fun with some people.
Break the rules.
Okay. What else? Oh, we got a little bit. Okay,
Yeah, we can get started on it though.
No,
No.
because I had one more thing I wanted to talk about, and it's the cats. So, while the husband was gone this week, the first night he was gone, I let Mochi out, which was fine because she like sat on my head and
Did she
purred.
just like live in jail when?
Yeah, like 3 cats go in there
Oh, okay.
into the kitty
jail.
room during the night because we don't want to let Cupcake out because she might tinkle somewhere that she shouldn't during the night. Where during the day we kind of keep an eye on her, but and then Rascal has to go in there with her because we don't want her to be lonely because they snuggle all the time. And then Mochi goes in there because she's a big old butt. Big old asshole that kitty is. Because she... no. So, okay. Continue on from before till we get to that. I let her out. She was purring on my head until about 4 a.m. And then she tried to knock my lamp off my end table, but she can't actually push it because it's too heavy. So she was just sitting there
So just like headbutting it? Like what the hell?
with her paw, just whacking it.
Oh God.
And then she would get frustrated with that, so she would just walk across my head, putting her little fat paws right on my temple. And I'm like, can you not? But yeah, we have to put her away at night because she'll mess with the door handle
Doesn't let you sleep.
all night long. We have like horizontal door handles. I don't know how else to explain those besides horizontal door handles.
The
But
flappy ones.
Yeah, sure. But she's tall enough that she can reach them, but she can't actually like open them. So she'll just sit there and make them flap, I guess. They go. It's not really a boing sound, but it's like.
No, there's no.
Yeah, you could probably do it with that one. Go, just like slap it a little bit. Yeah, that fucking noise all night long. It is the worst. I don't know why she does it. She is the smartest dumb cat in the world.
She's an orange cat.
She is an orange cat. She has the one singular brain cell that she shares with all of the other orange cats, but she rarely has it, or ever. I don't think she's ever had it. She's never had a smart. I don't know. She's kind of shifty sometimes though, with stealing the other cat's food.
Yeah.
So we've had to like lock her in the bathroom now to eat her food, so she doesn't eat everybody else's food because she's fat.
Well, Fox, my cat, yes, cat named Fox. The story behind that. He is just big and dumb, but he's also just like a big old love bug. So like I literally like hold him like a stuffed animal to go to sleep. Like he lays on his side like up next to me. It's like, and then like he just lays like all night, just hangs out. We watch nature documentaries before we go to sleep.
Oh my god. All right. Anyway, into part 2.
Part 3.
Part 2 of this.
Oh,
I guess that kind of works. Part 3 of Arcane
there we go.
is part 2 of this show. Nailed it.
Part 3 is part 2.
All right.
Fantastic.
So, we open up. What am I caught on? We open
Lots
up. I can't read this way. Anyways, we open episode 7 with another video. Was that a music video, like a fan made music video that opened up with?
That I don't know.
Because I was kind of curious because it was such a different style and it was kind of random in there.
Oh yeah, it was that I declare war. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was all like graffiti. It was all like it was about the firelights.
Yeah.
So like it kind of introduces like that gang a little bit better. But yeah, like none of the other episodes do anything like that at all. I was like, all right, well.
So I didn't know if that was another fan made thing that they threw in there just for fun.
Could be. So I do know they do rely on a lot of their fans to content create kind of for them.
Yeah.
Like they'll create a bunch of stuff.
So it could have been.
Yeah.
Could have been. And then we get to find out who Mr. Owl Hooty Hoot looking guy. Did they ever like give him a name?
Echo?
I know like his actual name, but like did they give him like a vigilante name? Or just Hooty Hoot, whatever. His face mask looked like an owl, so I just immediately thought of owls.
Oh, is it? No, yeah, that's Echo. Like he's actually a champion he can play as in League.
Oh, okay.
He was also a little man from their childhood.
Yeah. Well, they did say his name back then, so I was like,
yeah.
Holy shit, it's Echo.
Yeah.
Like, I had a little gasp there. I was like, oh.
Oh, but they did such a really good job. So this last part really made me like Caitlyn's character a lot more.
Yeah. Because before she was kind of just, I feel like she was just a kind of snobby lady.
Yeah,
that she was chasing something that she didn't know anything about.
Yeah. And how they did that whole intro where it's a sack over her head. It's just like her view, and like they take Vi away. And it's like it's just left you. It's just like this, this claustrophobic and just like slightly terrified.
Yeah, and she stayed with them, I guess. I forgot how that went.
Yeah, because...
Oh, yeah, they were going back up. That's right.
Yeah.
So, another thing that I noticed is, I think when they were going across the first time, was, like, around the same time that happened... The little...
Oh, Heimerdinger.
I think that was, like, the same day that he went the other way across.
Mm.
So I didn't know if that was some kind of thing where, like, the group was going this way and then he was going... Obviously, it was, like, different bridges because...
Yeah.
But I think that was all happening at the same time.
Yeah.
Because it kind of showed that interlinked. So I thought that was kind of interesting how they showed that.
Yeah.
Kind of connection of going back and forth type thing. But, so... We have the fireflies, and then the actual firefly buggies.
Yeah, the firelights. Yeah,
firelights. There we go. And then so I didn't know what the deal was with the bugs though, and how Jinx used them.
She a lot of those are actually like mechanical. And so I think
okay.
in some of the other previous episodes, I know like at the end of that one where they're broken, you see that these aren't actually the bugs; they're actually mechanical. They're built.
They're mechanical. That's what I thought. But then it's like all of there was a bunch of them where the tree was that they were all hanging at and hiding out at. But then there was a bunch at the bridge following Jinx. Or was I following Echo?
Those ones. Those are the ones that were built by Jinx. Because she was like up in the shadows. Yeah. Planning her ambush.
But they were like the same bugs. Well, not actually bugs, obviously. But
yeah, and that's why Vi was like, I've never seen this many. Like she was already like suspicious, but no, she didn't know what to do with that information. It was like,
because it's just like there's a lot, but like nobody knows really about them, so it's like there's no connection made there. But yeah, I thought those were kind of cool. But
also back at the tree, there's a really cool thing. I just love it how like when like art has art with inside it, where they have the mural for all the fallen.
Oh yeah, and they have Vi and Jinx, and Powder on it.
Yeah, and and of course Vander and Bilge. But there's one person that's being painted, and now I'm just like,
yeah, it's
the pink-haired lady.
The pink-haired lady.
The one that I didn't know was not Jinx.
Yeah.
Or not Vi.
Not Vi. Yeah, it was the pink-haired lady that Jinx killed because she thought it was Vi.
Yeah.
On that airship. So yeah, they were painting her up there as well. But they had both the sisters on there, even though neither of them were technically dead.
Well, they were dead to the cause. They didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it seemed like Echo knew about Jinx.
Yeah.
But
I think he had just already given up on any chance of her coming back from that, which I'll get into a little bit later for the 9th episode. But and then when the Jinx and Echo are on the bridge, I like how it flashes back to like what they.
Oh, we're already getting into the Jinx and Echo fight.
Oh, do you have more stuff?
I don't think I will.
Do you have more stuff in between then?
No, it was more just like one of the more reasons why I like Silco as a villain. Like when they have like, he's not just like someone that got lucky and just ended up like kind of falling into power. It's like no, he literally built a criminal empire. And it's like tiered like the mob, like when there's that whole like mob scene.
Yeah,
and it's like no, he has his finger on the pulse of absolutely everything.
Well, and he was kind of, I don't remember what episode it was, but he was kind of explaining that like there was no order to anything before he came into power.
Yeah,
and that's why his empire works so well, is because he's bringing the chaos in and controlling it and using it that way instead of having just everything be chaotic all over the place and not organized. So I think that's why he works so well too.
Yeah. And how he lives inside the head of all of his enemies. Like he has Savika as his muscle, most of the time. But that doesn't mean that he can't completely destroy someone by, talking to them, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it surprised me because I thought she was going to betray him, but then she didn't. And I was really surprised at that because she kind of like...
No, she hates him because she hates Jinx and like all that bullshit, but...
but she doesn't actually hate him as a leader, so... Yeah. Like, after thinking about it, it made sense, but, like, when that scene showed up, I was like, oh, no. So, yeah, we probably should have done, like, spoiler alert before, but I guess everybody knows what they're getting into.
Well, we announced that we're doing the entire series.
Yep.
We gave people plenty of warning. I mean, it's also, like, in the title of stuff.
That's true, that's true.
Be prepared.
Yeah, so do you have anything else before we get to the Echo and Jinx fight?
No, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So I like when that fight came about, that it flashed back to, like, how they would play when they were kids.
Yeah.
And, like, what moves they would both make. But then when it, like, actually got to when they were fighting, they both made different but similar moves to when they were kids. And that was kind of crazy.
Yeah. So that whole sequence is actually fantastic. It's very like Guy Ritchie, where it does it like one way, and then it actually kind of shows you, here's how it really happened, type of a thing. And the animation, it keeps on going back and forth between present and like back in the day, because like there's like Jinx will like take aim, and then she'll be Powder, like, with the pot in her head, and the in the past, with air quotes, like ends with Echo with like a splotch on his chest pad.
Yeah, his chest plate.
But he doesn't actually ever take that hit.
Yeah.
That's just where it ends for Jinx, because then she gets hit in the face.
Yeah. But then he doesn't finish anything because he sees Powder in her still. Mm-hmm. And then she obviously does the grenade and spoops off.
And that's one of the things that makes Jinx such like a character you can definitely kind of feel for, is she does have like moments of clarity.
Yeah.
Because like, and the animation that they do for it is so absolutely fantastic, where Echo just can't throw the last punch, and the way that she kind of looks at him, it's like, wait, no, you're still in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then click, 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 click.
Yeah, and then the grenade, which she probably takes hearty damage from.
Yes.
Seeing what happens in the next episode. But it seemed like he got away pretty okay there, so I don't...
He's got a broken leg.
Yeah, he's got a broken leg. Okay.
And through the whole thing, one of the reasons why Jinx breaks and Echo and Jinx are actually fighting is because she sees Vi with Catelyn.
Yep. And that's the segue into the next thing I wanted to talk about, which is Vi and Catelyn's relationship, because it seems like they got close pretty fast, but then obviously later it's like, we're oil and water or whatever. We can't be. I don't know. They're kind of like, I can't tell what their relationship is either.
It's kind of Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah,
but
it's kind of teetering on romantic, but at the same time, it's not saying it explicitly.
And
so
also,
who knows?
Caitlyn falls pretty hard, pretty quick for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So it's just a little flaw in her character, but like I was never. I think canonically, like within the game and the lore, I think they're together. Because like they know each other.
Yeah.
But like there was the scene where Vi is talking about how her and Jinx were as kids, and Caitlyn's comforting her, and you can see that maybe there's romantic intent with Caitlyn, but like Vi is like, she's not there for it. No, she's back huddling for life with her sister. Like,
oh, I don't know. I think she was. I could still see her being there for it because she's opening up to Caitlyn about it, and that's a whole nother level of stuff. But what really got me was the scene where like she was leaving.
Oh, yeah.
And then Caitlyn goes back and replays that scene as well. So I don't know. I think it's there, but I don't know if it's going to develop or not. But
well, and a lot of Vi's ire in that scene is actually fueled by just how the system completely failed.
Yeah,
it's like we kind of talked about this last time, how the people in power don't even view these people as citizens. They're just people that they need to control.
Yeah.
And
so
how just they have all the power to do something about it, but they just refuse to. And Vi rightly so. It's like, I know where your fancy damn door is.
Yeah.
Leave.
Yeah, it was funny. That was great. Okay, and then the other thing I wanted to talk about is the lady that got sucked into the The Hex Cube. I did not see that one coming at all.
Yeah, so I've mentioned before that Victor is my favorite character in the entire series, because he pursues knowledge, and I want to say he pursues knowledge at any cost, but he also knows that there's a price for it. There is the scene where he does the blood magic, and gives part of himself to the hex seed, and for the first time in his entire life, he's able to run, and like how like slowly that builds up, and then it's just complete elation at the end of it, and he has to do that by mixing the shimmer, which is the drugs in the underground.
Yeah, but this is a different shimmer.
It is.
Because it's from the doctor guy that was working with Silco. Yeah. That got burned. And yeah, you said that last time there. It was like, that's the same dude. And I was like, no way. Yeah. Yeah. And then when it got to that, I was like, oh, it is. Holy shit. Because like half of his face is like burned from that. Mm-hmm. So that was crazy. That was like, yeah, I was like, oh, man, it really is. So yeah, he has this special formulation of shimmer. Mm. And he just jabs it right straight into his leg.
Yeah. And so, and that's... Victor has like all of the good motivation in the world. He literally wants to do all these things so he can help people. And then, Jace takes all the credit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like as much as like an academic that he is, like, and how deeply involved he gets with his own stuff. His assistant is, just constantly waiting by the wings, and she probably has a little bit of a crush on him too. Yeah, but like he inspires her. Like it's like no, you.
Yeah, and she was on her way to show him her research that she had been doing, and she was so excited about it. And she opens up the door, and he's having trouble getting his hand away. And so she's trying to help him, and then it just turns her into absolute ash. Just instantly. And, like, it even shows a pile of, like, her glasses, her clothes, and, like, the books and stuff she was holding. Yeah. So it was only organic material that got puffed away, I guess. Just absolutely vaporized, which was crazy. And then it shows him basically bringing her into a can and then kind of putting her in the river or something.
Yeah, because remember in episode 6, I do believe, where we actually get into Victor's story for the first time in his childhood. She is the little girl that's like climbing on the rocks that he sees. Yeah. And where that like culvert outlet is actually like above where they're playing as kids. So that's why he went there for her. Mm. And then there's there's also Victor kind of coming to grips with his own mortality. Like, is the research actually worth it?
Oh, yeah. Like, okay, so before we get to that conversation that happened there, we have to go to where Jace took the weapon that he said he wasn't going to make and made it and killed a kid with it.
Does that happen later or before?
That is before.
That is before. Oh, yeah. Well...
And it's not just any kid. It's one of the...
It's one of the mob bosses.
One of the mob boss's sons. Yeah. But, so he's trying to take action into his own hands. And is, getting after bad guys and stuff. Whatever. But then this kid is, like, just there and happens to get shot and tumbles over a rail into the floor below, which is awful. They show that whole thing.
No, they do not pull a single punch with that whole thing. Yeah. And like that there's a dead child there the whole time when Vi and him are fighting about it. Yeah. It's like, hello? Yeah. But, I mean, it also just shows us how garbage Jace is. It's like, wait, you mean war makes dead people?
Yeah, like he had no grips on the reality of what he was saying, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, we think Jinx is crazy. It's like, what the hell is this guy doing?
Well, he's just naive. to everything around him. He has no idea. That's why I think Heimenbringer was such a important character.
Yeah, he was the reason behind it.
That he just like tossed him out, even though that was like
that was Mel's idea.
That was like the reasonable part of his brain.
Yeah.
And he just tossed it out. So now we can get to where Victor was in the little keyhole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because then Jace comes with the hammer. And they're both like, yeah, we've done bad. This is bad. We should stop doing this. This isn't going to solve anything. We got to destroy the hammer. We got to take a different route. And that's kind of where they start changing their minds.
Yeah, more like the diplomatic actions for it.
Yeah. So.
And then Vi's like, give me these gloves. I'm going.
Yeah, yeah. I'm taking these gloves. I'm fucking off. I'm beating some shit in. Which she does.
Yeah. Vi versus Zika Part 2.
Yeah. I was like, this is happening again. Yes, absolutely. That's great. That's great. Let's do this again. And it was great.
Yeah,
like, that was a fantastic fight
featuring the return of Vander, which I know I talked about in the previous episode of Random and Roulette about hearing voices in your head, like it's like to whatever extent I do too. So and this is exactly what I mean. It's like in Vi's defeat, she hears the voice of essentially her dad, like telling her, get up, you're better at this.
Keep fighting. You gotta
Spit
keep
your
going.
tooth out.
Yeah. Spits her teeth out. Woof. Yeah, and then she absolutely demolishes.
Rips her arm off.
I know. I was like, whoa, that's amazing. But then Jinx sneaks up behind her. And
what did she say?
I don't remember what she said either.
Damn it. Oh, there was another quote that I totally missed with the mob boss's son being killed. When I can't think of his name. Something with fire. He's the dude with the fire.
With the
gold jaw. When he's talking to the other mob bosses about betrayal and stuff like that, he looks at her and he says, "Had this been you, I would have taken your son, but it looks like we've already done that."
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
That's what I mean. But he's
pulled no
ruthless.
punches. Yeah. He was a good at running the underground. Probably he was probably really damn good at running it, but kind of bad because he was doing bad shit all the time. But yeah. Jinx sneaks up behind Vi and kidnaps her, which then we get to.
Well, before we get that far, there's a couple other things.
Okay, do you have more? Okay,
that we need to get on to. So, Mel, who is another one of the council members in Piltover,
who's a raging, crazy.
I think,
but then I kind of started to feel bad for her.
Well, no, it's because the problem was they started her story too late. Like, they don't talk about her childhood until the second to last episode.
You already see her as
it's awful, like as just a manipulator and like almost villainous.
But then you see
her mom.
Yeah, holy shit! No wonder she turned out the way she did, because her mom is just absolute madness.
Enemies are for defeating, and that's all they're for.
Yeah, like which Mel's like the opposite of. She wants to be diplomatic at the same time. She doesn't want to be so ruthless.
Yeah, so instead of killing things herself, she just has her do it for her instead.
She just manipulates into someone else doing her job, but that's a whole nother thing. Yeah. But I don't think it needs. I want them to do more of her home country story, because I want to know what the deal was with that girl and why they just whapped her head off immediately.
Yeah, I would assume that they're just like conquering people. Almost kind of Viking like her bodyguard with the big old beard.
Yeah.
Her boy toy.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. I was
That
like,
was hilarious.
Oh my god.
And yeah, like I said, they introduced like all of that almost a little bit too late. I wonder if there's maybe some more
Yeah,
of that
maybe
in,
there's
in like
more
season
later.
2, because apparently there's a crisis that she's trying to fight, and she's looking for weapons,
Yes.
and that's why she actually came to Piltover.
And her brother, Mel's brother, had already been killed in whatever
Some conflict.
bad shit that was coming their way or whatever. But I also liked the contrast between her mom and Mel, because Mel was always all like gold and white wearing, and her mother is red and black.
And like scarred.
Yes. So I like the contrast that they did there with the personalities and appearance. And then later when they show Mel's place, that she had gone over her red boat painting with some gold.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was like, oh, that's why. And I kind of thought like she was changing for the good, but that's
Okay, and before we get to that part, there's one other main thing that I know that you were very, very curious about, especially before, was the relationship of Jinx and Silco.
Yes.
So has your mind changed now?
No.
Really?
Because I think if that would have continued on.
Oh, you're right, because like both Jinx and Silco cannot be trusted.
Yeah. But they're so attached to each other.
Yeah.
Like, he was even like, I need to go find Jinx. But, like, I don't know. Because it's like, that makes it less creepy, but also more creepy. But I guess it's really not, I don't know. Like, I feel like they're closer than most, like, adopted dad, adopted daughter relationships. I feel like they're more codependent on each other than that normal type of relationship, which might be just the codependency and the crazy all mixed into one. But I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter now.
So, okay, so there's, thinking of 3 scenes. There's the one where she kind of sneaks in and like she stabs him with the
she stabs him in the cheeks.
Yeah, like
with
while she's yelling at him. Like, we've seen Silco not give a shit about his people.
Yeah,
like brutally murdering them.
Yeah,
to death.
yeah, just kicking the shit out of them.
But he takes all of that from her.
Yeah, and doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
like he doesn't even lift a hand towards her.
He doesn't fight her at all.
Yeah, he just sits there and takes it.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. Is that, like you said, codependent?
Yeah,
like, no,
I think
he
they're
needs
just,
her as much as she needs him.
I think they're like, because I remember in the first part we were originally thinking that he had like nefarious intentions, but I don't think so now. Like I think in the second part I talked about how I think he sees a little bit of himself in her, and I think he does like think of her as a close person to himself and of himself. So I think they're very codependent on each other.
And then I definitely think to more attest to, that she's not just an object to him, like how he took her to the witch doctor essentially.
Yeah. He was like, you have to save her. Yeah. Like
it's like, understand she might die. She's like, no, she won't.
Yeah, he's like, no. Nope.
And that,
can't let her die.
The only time you ever, before then, where you see Silco that emotional was when his empire started to crumble down around him. Like, literally, it was crumbling down around him.
Yeah.
And he thought that he had lost both Jinx and even pursuing Vi to stop her. But that's even more different.
Yeah.
That was bad English.
more different. Yes, more different.
It was a lot more intense when it comes to someone who, okay, now we definitely know that she is a daughter to him.
Yeah,
type of a thing.
Well, of some sort.
And then after all that, he goes to a statue of his old friend.
Yeah, Evander, and he's like, I understand now how you felt about giving up the kids, basically, to the enforcers. He's like, I understand why it was difficult, and I never understood that before. Not knowing that freaking Jinx was behind Evander's statue, listening in.
And he says the line, there's nothing so undoing as a daughter. Like, he literally had everything that he wanted was just going to be handed to him.
Yeah, if he could hand her over, and he couldn't.
And he couldn't.
He couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then she kidnaps him.
Yep. So now we're here.
Kidnaps Vi. Kidnaps
Caitlin. From the shower.
From that was pretty cool how they did that.
Yeah, the fog in the mirror.
The fog. Yeah, that was sick. I liked that a lot. I kind of thought she was like, I kind of thought like what Vi thought was gonna happen after she pulled up.
Oh yeah,
the dinner plate.
We're missing someone as a dinner plate.
It's like, oh
I
no!
made her a snack. Yeah, first time I watched that, I 100% was like,
no,
is it seriously going to be her head on the plate?
Yeah. I thought it was too, and I was like, oh no!
But it's okay because then Jinx reassures us. Oh come on, I'm not that crazy.
That crazy.
Like, no, it's the moments of lucidity that like make everything work so well.
And by this time, after lovely, crazy doctor surgery, her eyes are purple because of probably the advanced shimmer serum.
Yeah. Yeah. So she got done to her what basically Victor did to himself minus the magic.
Yeah.
However, hers is a little more refined. Because the doctor guy, he'd been working on that one salamander, for years and years.
Forever.
And so he kind of has a better idea. Like, the salamander's still alive. After all this time, which is horrific.
Yeah. And the poor salamander's just absolutely, lifeless anyways in there.
It's like
the only sign of life that poor salamander is giving is probably whatever beating instrument in its body that's keeping it going. But, jeez. Yeah, that was brutal, too. I, really looked at the salamander when it showed it, and I was like, oof. Yeah. But, yeah, her eyes are... But not the same glowing purple as the people on the original Shimmer.
No, yeah, it's slightly different.
Because hers are glowy, but only in the dark.
Yeah.
Which was kind of weird.
I know in the game... her character model has glowing hot pink eyes like that, and so when for up until then her character didn't. It's oh hey, now there's a reason why this actually is.
Yeah, her character had the same color of eyes that she had hair.
Yeah,
which was crazy. Are Vi's? Yeah, Vi's are blue too.
Yeah,
so I guess that makes sense. But yeah, now they're purple.
So that whole scene is absolutely just. It's so good. It's this whole Mad Hatter's table type of thing.
Yeah. She has the two dead boys from the first part.
Milo, and I can never remember the other dude's name.
Yeah. Yeah. She has their mannequins that she made sitting at the table.
And they're talking to her the whole time.
Yep. And then she has Vander's pipe and a picture of him. And then she had on one side a chair that said powder on it. And the other side had a chair that said Jinx on it.
And she asked Vi, where do I sit?
Yeah, where do I sit? And it's ooh. But she doesn't get to answer that because Caitlin wiggles her way out of her restraints and holds a gun to Powder or Jinx. And it's put the gun down. Yeah, don't do this, whatever. And Vi's no.
Yeah. Throughout the whole thing, just the Jinx's own thoughts can't be trusted. Her mind is it's breaking into just a million different pieces.
Yeah.
During that whole scene.
Yeah, and she shot at.
She shoots and kills Milo.
Yeah, she shoots Milo's mannequin. that's talking to her, is telling it to shut up. She's trying to figure things out right now. And then it all kind of crescendos with her mind going back and forth and guns going back and forth. And then she knocks Caitlin out with whatever shimmer magic in her body makes her super fast.
Yeah.
So she knocks Caitlin out. But in that process, Silco got her gun that she had put down. But I don't know what he was going to do with it. Was he going to aim it at her or at Vi?
He shot at Vi.
He shot at Vi.
Yeah.
Okay,
because if there's no Vi, then that whole...
Then there's no more need for powder.
There's no powder. There's only Jinx.
Which I think out of that situation, either one would have caused Jinx.
Yeah.
I don't think there would have been a powder out of that if either one of them had gone. So what happens is Jinx decides to shoot at Silco and kills Silco.
See, I think that shot at Silco is actually self-preservation. Like, remember in all of her other fights, how she can kind of just, like, read the fight and just, like, just dodge stuff, like, while her...
So, did she think a shot was going to come at her?
Yeah, that's what I think.
And while her brain was, like, trying to sort itself, that was just a natural reaction to a gunshot. That would make sense.
And that's why she then subsequently freaks out. She's like 4 levels deep on freaking out at this point.
She's having a time in her poor little noggin. So I guess Silco's not dead yet. She shoots him, and then she figures out, like, she snaps out of her brain daze and realizes what she has done, and she runs over, and he's not mad at her at all whatsoever about what has happened. I forgot, like, exactly what he says, but he's like, you're perfect as you are.
Yeah. It was, I would never have given you up to them. You're Jinx, you're perfect.
Yes, you're perfect. And then he dies. So then her brain is, like, obviously fried by this point, and I think she just shuts off completely. I think she just shuts it off, and that's it. So then she pulls out the Jinx chair.
Yeah.
And sits right down in it. And that's it.
Yeah.
She's decided that she's going to be Jinx now. And in pure Jinx fashion, she grabs the gemstone, grabs her mega shark gun.
Okay, so in the game, she actually has 2 basically just like standard attacks. One is Pow Pow, which is the chain gun. It's called Pow Pow. I can't remember what the name, but the other one is actually the shark launcher. And then, like, her abilities. She has 3, but I can't remember 2 of them. One of them is actually, like, the grenades. Like, that's like one of her abilities in the game. Yeah. And the last one is the super mega death bomb.
All right.
If you can guess what that is.
So she takes the big old shark gun and launches it straight at the Capitol building, where the council is deciding to
basically
make them
independent.
To make them independent, which is exactly what Silco wanted. And she shoots it straight at them, and we actually don't get to see the aftermath yet, because that's where it ends, which is crazy.
And all while that is going on, there is a song in the background that's just fucking amazing.
Oh, what song is it?
It is. Hang on, because it's. I have the whole soundtrack saved to my Spotify because it's so goddamn good. It's actually the person singing it is Sting, like from the Police.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Is it Monster?
Oh, that's really cool.
What's the name of this song? Oh, what could have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the whole idea, it's actually if you read the lyrics as literature, it's Jinx coming to terms with just knowing that Vi is not going to be who she wanted her to be, and that's also kind of the other thing that it was one of the last things that Jinx says to Vi is, "But you changed too."
Yeah. Which is true. Like they both changed, but I like what I'm confused about is Silco is dead. So what is Jinx's point of shooting the Capitol when they're technically agreeing to what Silco wanted?
She has no idea that's what's happening there. The only thing she says is that was the cause of all of these problems.
So you think he didn't say anything to her about what he was doing?
Could have. She might not have been able to process it. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's also here's my headcanon though.
Oh boy, here we go.
So as the rocket, the very last image you see is the rocket like slowly like going in on the and then it breaks the glass, and as the glass breaks you see the reflection.
Yeah, you see the reflection.
Like, oh, that's
yeah,
so
that's
cool.
really cool.
So what's gonna happen is the bombshell is going to bounce off the floor, and like it'll like pop open, and like in a Harley Quinn fashion there'll be a note that says, "Here's your fancy rock back."
Oh. I don't know.
Or they all die.
I also don't know if they all die or not. I would be... Because if the council is gone, who is going to be left to pick up that mess?
Mm-hmm.
Because somebody's got to have to decide if they're going to go after just Jinx or if they're going to wage an entire war on the underground. But who makes those decisions if all of the council is gone? Like who's the people left? They apparently haven't shown them yet.
Yeah. See, so
and Victor was in there.
Yeah. So Victor and Jace are actually both champions in League of Legends. So they're actually main characters. So I'm not quite sure. That's why I think that something's going to happen where like the bomb's a dud or something like that. But the thing is, I don't know why there's not really a whole lot of reason for it to be, because Jinx is actually like an engineer on the level of Victor.
Yeah, she's
like she figured out Hextech by herself.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, she's on the same plane as Victor.
So like, unless it was intentional, but also, you know, what's the gesture worth then? Like why
yeah.
even like
like why? I can't figure out why she's shooting on the Capitol to begin with, because it's like Silco's dead. There should be. She doesn't really have an alternative motive besides she's a person of the underground to do that. So that's what confuses me, is why, or unless in her grief she's just thinking that she's doing what Silco would have wanted, even though it's not.
That actually makes sense. The parallel I was trying to draw was, okay, remember that one time we were at the O and we all got those Jello shots? And then we stacked all of the little Jello shot cups up on the table.
Yeah.
And then I decided it would be a really great idea to just
without
smash
saying
them.
anything to anybody else. Yeah. Something like that. I don't know.
No, it might just be
because I guess like the last probably like sane conversation that they had together was he wanted her to finish the weapon.
Yeah.
So I don't know if she's just going off of that, or... So I'm curious to see how season 2 will pan out, even though it's... I don't... Is there a set date for that to come out?
I don't think yet, but it actually has been announced that there will be a second season.
Well, yeah.
However,
I fucking hope so.
Piltover is only like one city in like a whole giant world.
Yeah, and I think that's why they tried to like... They opened up a little bit of a door with Mel's story.
Yeah.
So it's saying that there's other really successful cities out there.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping they'll explore more of the map and things, because they have I guess, was that building that she aimed that at the... Was that part of the gate?
No, because you can see the rocket actually flying past the gate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so the hex gates are still there.
So, yeah. They can still use those. So, I don't know if they're going to expand on that, too.
Well, and even like within the game, the lore in the universe, like Vi and Jinx's stories like aren't completely, they're not finished. So it's like I wonder if the next season would even take place in Piltover at all. Which would,
you think they'll just...
I don't know. Like it's definitely possible that they could.
So they could just straight up leave that
like,
as it was.
Yeah, yeah.
I hope they wouldn't do that.
I know.
That would suck.
I can understand why they would though. Because like, I mean, that's the whole idea. You know, a good story makes people think about stuff like that. It's like, oh, yeah, do they,
I don't know.
Does the council die? Like, you know, is the bomb a dud? The whole idea is to, you know, almost create your own headcanon.
So I think Victor will survive because of his magic that he has now. But I don't know about anyone else. I kind of hope Jace doesn't survive so I don't have to listen to any of his annoying bullshit any longer. But I'm sure he'll magic win, live, or some crap.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess we'll see.
So, I don't know if we want to close on this, but it's definitely kind of the next thing is, so Jinx. We know that when people die in her life, they don't actually die. They just live in her head instead.
Yeah.
So
do you think Silco will become a monster in her head?
I think so, or at least some sort of, you know, the people in her life, they'd never go away.
Yeah. I almost kind of wish that he didn't die.
Why?
I don't know. I just wanted to see more out of their dynamics, I guess.
Like I said, Silco is one of my favorite fictional villains of all time. Like, he is just so good.
Yeah, and so I don't know. I wish I could have seen more of their dynamic.
Yeah.
I wish they would have expanded more on that, but I guess maybe he does need to be a voice in her head.
Yeah. And with all of the, you know, Shimmer plus augmentations that Jinx now has, I wonder if she's functionally immortal. And so she's doomed for the rest of her life to have all these imaginary friends.
Uh-oh.
And that, like, that
I don't know.
Makes me feel really bad for her.
I don't know, because does she have to keep taking the Shimmer plus?
I don't know. And actually, the I can't think of his name. The witch doctor, the guy that made all that stuff. He's also a champion in League of Legends as well.
So he's probably sticking around for a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I don't know.
But does Jinx have enough mental wherewithal to know that she needs, like, that she would need, like, more drugs later, like, to stay alive? Because, I mean, all this was done to her without her knowing.
Does she know? I guess it doesn't really show after she got off the table.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what I was...
So,
maybe
she has
the next time
no
you
idea.
see Jinx, after she's being operated on,
It's on the back of the statue. Right?
Yeah.
It's on the back of the statue.
Back of the statue. I was thinking when after Savika versus Vi Part 2. But no, yeah, it's the statue.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see what season has to hold.
Yeah.
But now, do you have anything else?
No, just wanted to wrap up that, I 100% completely enjoyed Arcane. It was probably one of the best TV shows I've seen in 5 years.
Yeah, the art style is also absolutely amazing. And, the story is great. It happened so fast.
I know. Like,
that was crazy.
But in the same time, there's no filler. Like,
that's true. There's no like extra.
Was important.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it very easy to digest, though.
Yeah. And they're in pretty big pieces. Those are pretty long episodes.
Yeah, like after the whole Mad Hatter scene and the missile launch and stuff like that, like So I let the credits roll and just kind of sat there
Yeah,
for a minute.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
did. I had to think about it, and I was like, "What?"
Oh, and then I no, I texted your sister after the first season. I was like, so I saw the first season of Arcane. I was like, holy shit! It's like, I know it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
But after the end, I texted Shamanda. I was like, I just finished Arcane. I'm not gonna be okay for a while. Like,
Has Shamanda watched it?
yeah,
Okay, so we could talk about it to her too.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it was crazy. It was
Yeah.
insane. I need more. I need more information.
Well, and the thing is, and you can't get anything by playing the game.
Yeah.
There's no lore in the
Yeah,
game.
yeah.
There's like some loading screens that have like certain blurbs about it, but it's
Yeah.
all not fan fiction, but it's fan created.
Yeah, and there's so many different ways you could take it to. I need more of it, more of any form of it, even if it's just like some random other city with shit going on, or like because there's obviously like other places with other things going on.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this whole world that they could expand on, and I just want more of it.
I think I want to say the cutscenes for Battles of Runeterra, like the world they live in, the planet is called Runeterra. There's another game called Battle of Runeterra. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I do know there are cutscenes in it. And so Victor is my favorite character in Arcane, but in like the whole League universe, my favorite character is a man named Braun. Did I talk to him about him last time?
Maybe.
It's this really big, huge guy from like the frozen white north, and his weapon is a door.
Oh yeah, and he's like the guy that's like everything has to be big, even your heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked about him.
Yeah. And so like his whole area is completely separate from like Piltover.
Yeah, from them. Yeah, there's a lot, and I hope they do a lot. I think they can do a lot with it.
Yeah, I'm all hooked up for that ride.
Okay.
So,
cool.
I think that brings our discussion on Arcane to a close.
Yes.
So that means we have some more business to deal.
Yes. Now we have to spin again. But if we get TV again, I'm gonna respin.
Okay.
I don't think I can handle anything else right now. TV wise.
Sweet. So I can watch The Witcher by myself then. I still haven't seen season 2 of The Witcher.
I haven't either.
Oh, and also your sister and her not boyfriend and I all watched all of The Mandalorian last weekend.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that either. So no.
That's really good.
Plus, I want you. That'll have to be another like next time we come around TV. But I want you to watch Hotel Del Luna.
Okay.
Because I need to talk to somebody about it, and I want to watch it again. So
okay.
All right, here we go. Spinning
Let's roll.
spin. Oh, it didn't go. Oh, I didn't want it to go yet. Hold on.
Bro.
I'm gonna make it.
You had one job.
Oh, we got history.
History.
So, do we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about Victor Hugo, or would you rather talk about Izzy Einstein?
What?
So he was a Prohibition era cop guy, and he was like doing all of these tests on like how long it took to get booze in major cities and stuff.
Prohibition could be a lot of fun to talk about. Like in general.
That's part of history, so we could do prohibition stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's a span of
Well, it was only like 5 years.
yeah, 5 years or something.
Because crime got so bad. I was like, no, we need booze to live. Like,
yeah. So we could talk about Prohibition era.
okay. I'll find like something kind of small, like
Yeah, I will
to narrow down in. But yeah, I mean, you
I will
like you have
talk
a topic.
about Izzy Einstein. I don't.
Tech
It
Nine.
might be Einstein, but I will talk about Izzy Einstein for sure. I don't know if you want to talk about other stuff in the. I feel like you would know more about that stuff than I would.
No, and this is love to do this. Just because it affected a lot of things in a lot of different ways. So, one of your boys' favorite drinks, Windsor, and what does he drink with it? Dr. Pepper?
Some sort of soda.
Yeah. I think he also just does like with Squirt or something like that.
I don't know.
Like a cheap whiskey sour. So the reason why like Windsor, like as a booze company exists because it was in Windsor, Canada. It's across the canal from like Detroit.
Oh.
And like for them, like it never ended. So there's just rivers of booze flowing from Canada to Detroit. And in Windsor, that was the company that did it.
Oh, yeah. You'll have to.
Yeah. So prohibition.
Prohibition. We will do prohibition, and we will be in
Colorado,
the snowy state of Colorado, with a bunch of people. So that'll be fun to talk about booze when we're probably all going to be a little boozed up.
A little boozy.
Yeah.
And maybe some of us are sore, but at least one of us isn't going to cart it down the mountain.
Not you, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. I'll
Depends
try to
on how crazy you get with your snowshoeing.
Yeah, we'll try to get lost and die.
Yeah. Yep. But,
yeah, well,
we kind of went over. That's okay.
We did. It was fine.
Right.
But
fine.
This is, today marks the day that we're going live with all of this.
Yes, it does.
So
Except for it might not be on Spotify until tomorrow, but that's fine.
I just searched it and I was able
Yeah, but like the episodes take a hot minute. I don't know how long it's. We'll see how long it takes to get on Spotify from when I post it. But yeah, I do not edit these at all whatsoever. And I literally just save it, export it as an MP3, and post it.
So some asshole on Spotify has to listen to all of our bullshit
to
make sure nothing's explicit.
Yeah, I don't know if... Well, because I put the explicit tag on. So I think...
but also like for propaganda, like we couldn't ever have this in Russia because we already badmouthed Russia today.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if some poor bastard does have to listen to all this crap,
I hope
or
they do.
if some bot just goes through it and makes sure there's no, I don't know, talk of bad things.
Yeah, transporting of illegal drugs or overthrowing governments.
Now we're probably gonna get flagged.
Okay.
Okay. Well.
Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.
What? Oh. Yes. Yeah. Now I'm gonna do mine. Stay hydrated, don't die. Bye.